Okay. Going to invite you to the group.
Okay.
Welcome to today's video. We're going to take a quick look at Paladin tanking here with our special guest, Lunastus, or aka The Furnace.
Hi.
Live on Skype, we're going to give you the best tanking experience ever. Brought to you by Paladins. So we're going to queue up for a quick dungeon here. Now I do want to mention there are a few things here.
Oh, I got DPS.
Oh. Okay. I can't get out of it. Oh well. You can.
It's okay.
Oh yeah. All right. So there's a couple things that changed here. Just a few things to note. Pursuit of Justice is really fun. I took Divine Purpose for tanking. It's actually pretty nice. Proccing those shields more often increases aggro and nice little DPS boost. I don't have recount, so we're not going to be seeing that in this video. There's a couple things also to notice with my glyphs. I have Glyph of Consecration that allows me to do something like this. Put it in a random spot, which is really nice. Consecrate is now on a cooldown as long as Consecrate is on the ground, so as soon as it comes up, I can put another Consecrate down. Glyph of Hammer of the Righteous just increases the amount of time the physical damage reduction is on my target, which is always good. And the Glyph of Alabaster Shield, which my successful blocks increase the damage of my shield freshness by 20%, and it stacks up to 3 times. And these minor glyphs are just something a little special that really don't do anything, but are nice to have. You do get a Devotion Aura now in tanking, which is nice and fun. One of the things to note that's changed as well is we got Sacred Shield, and I love me some Sacred Shield. I use Blessing of Might now because it gives me mastery, so I'm sitting at like, what is that, 27 mastery? Yeah, sitting at 27 mastery with a 40% block, 20 parry, and 11 dodge, which I need to, since they changed the values have changed a little bit, I need to go through and fix that back up. Now these guys hit those dudes and they, so look at that, I got that proc for that shield, another proc, and I always keep me down a nice Consecrate because Consecrate is just extra damage and extra aggro, so why not always have it down if it's just a key click away. So are you DPSing?
I just zoned in.
Oh. Okay.
Now let me set up my bars, yes, and get a spec. So give me like 15 minutes.
Well, we'll so it looks like we got a monk healer here. Oh, I'll show you on a different pack of mobs. I don't know if you've noticed. I don't know if it's only for tanks. What is this? He's a monkey. He's a giant monkey with the cute little hat on. I'll show you on a different pack of mobs. Crusader Strike actually has a new look to it. It has it, like, when you use it, it has this little effect where it like cuts with like holy power or something. It's pretty cool. I have to show you. Paladin tanking definitely the fun factor has increased in this expansion. It's a lot more fun, and you don't seem to get destroyed as much so far. Like with my druid, it was swipe, 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 mangle, win, and now, you know, and that's why I started tanking on my druid instead, because it was just so easy, and paladins just got beat on. I don't know why. So I'm kind of just sitting here, doing random stuff, hitting random buttons, you know, normal thing. But look at that. Look at that divine, that sacred shield. It's just sitting there like, yeah, I'm gonna absorb everything, no big deal. I'm so used to putting consecrate right next to me. It's gonna tank everything here. No big deal. Don't need anything. Just gonna tank everything. I do take a little bit of damage, but the healer's really not healing me. He's just spinning around. That does healing, but it doesn't do enough. Not too many things have changed on the Paladin tanks. Just a few things here and there. Like I said, the consecrate it's not necessarily a change, but it's a glyph change. So not every Paladin tank is going to have it, but I recommend it. It's nice. The only part that's kind of sucks about it is if you always want to have consecrate down like I do, you're always going to have to click. Kind of like Death Knights. Oh, are you here now?
Yeah, just got here.
Okay, cool. Just in time for the boss. Now,
Not exactly sure how Moonkins work, but
that's okay. No one has DPS charts anyways right now. So I'd like to note here that Seal of Righteousness is actually, for the most part, viable for AoE tanking, because it fills you with Holy Light, causing melee attacks to deal 5% weapon damage to all targets within 8 yards. And I need to I'm just not paying attention and getting hit by the shockwave on the boss, but oh well. So when you fight bosses like this, you can switch to Seal of Truth. I am definitely getting hit by that. Oh well. You can switch to Seal of Truth and you'll put Censure on your target, doing more threat, dealing more damage. I dodged that one. Oh boy. A lot of things in Mist you can actually dodge. Like they want to give you a way to just dodge things. Look how fast I'm running. That is because of Pursuit of Justice. I have, like, look at that. I'm just flying. Oops. Okay, so take a look at, I'm going to use Crusader Strike. See that little thing right there? You kind of have to look really close. It's easier if I do it on a dummy. That little thing right there, it's pretty cool. It kind of adds, like before it wouldn't really do anything. It was just a normal attack, and here we go. It's really hard to see, but when you notice it, you're like, oh, that's so cool. This DPS is a lot better than my last group. So they started putting the items in for dungeons. The quest gear still is nothing special. Consecrate's pretty nice. The glyph. Look how fast I run. Back there. And I'll just wait for everybody up here in this room. Pop a defensive cooldown. Listen to all the doo from my sacred shield. All of the damage reduction. These guys are gonna explode and kill me though. I'm not careful. I need your starfall, sir.
You got it.
Splendid. Simply splendid. So we'll take a look at some of the talents here while we're doing things. I did take Sacred Shield. repentance as a tank is nice because you can CC now. Alright, so we're gonna run in here. Dude, take care of this. Start this up. As far as I can tell, you only have one taunt now. Your AoE taunt is gone.
Yes, it is gone.
And it's kind of sad, really. I mean, I guess they don't want Paladins an easy win button, I suppose, but I kind of miss it. That was kind of my fallback when I was having trouble keeping aggro or something along those lines off some weird retarded DPS guy.
You're not even gonna have trouble keeping aggro anymore. It's all very smooth. You get so much fucking holy power.
Yeah, that's one thing. So like right now, I have 0% hit melee. I don't have anything to really get aggro on these guys. There we go. I have 0% hit, so I don't hit everything all the time. So I have a little bit of trouble. Really, it's not that bad anymore. I have more trouble on live keeping aggro than because, you know, all of my stats are mitigation. So, you know, I've got the combat cap and I pretty much dodge parry everything, but he's got aggro on me. I don't know what he's... There we go. But, you know, I've got the cap, but I severely take a aggro, you know, dump. It takes me a second because I've got so much mitigation that I have 0% hit. Who died? Why did he die?
No idea.
I like taking no damage here, so... Now we can share what's going on. With this last patch, I've noticed that they've increased the amount of mana cost for Mistweavers. Oh, I guess I need a taunt after that. Maybe that was my fault he died. They've also changed some things. There's an extra pack. Someone needs to grab a hammer. Is there a hammer around here? Oh. So, technically, on Heroic, the way this would work is you'd have to kill a bopper, and you'd have to pick up a hammer, and then you'd have to get rid of these ads. Because they have so much health that they will have so much health that you're not going to really be able to do that. Look at that, a belt. So what is this? I lose 88 dodge, gain 51 parry, plus my enchant, plus my... No, thank you. That proc there on that shield.
My gosh, Blizzard is holding Boomkin's hand so hard. When you're in an eclipse, it like pretty much just glows the whole time and tells you what to press. There's like no thinking at all.
Nice. Yeah, they've done a pretty good job fixing how they work here. They used to they were kind of, I don't know, they're kind of confusing for people that really don't know a lot about them. Like, I mean, I can do it. It's really, but for newer players, I suppose, or people that just have never even thought about playing with us, I guess we're kind of an exception because we played everything and we know a bit about everything, every class. So it's a little easier for us to kind of pick it up and just do decent with it. But now people are going to be able to look at it and be like, oh, well, now this is what this does. Yeah, definitely do not have the aggro problems that I did in Cataclysm. I did like to mention that I don't think I've mentioned in this video yet that Word of Glory has stacks now. It has little stacks, and the more it stacks up to 5, and the more stacks you have, the more healing it does, and the more holy power you have, the more healing it does.
And no cooldown. Yay!
And no cooldown, so you can just Now, I don't know if this is a bug. I'll show you in a second whenever I get a proc here. I found this out yesterday. If I get a proc, you can literally spam. I want to keep it my holy power so I can show you. Okay, oh, no, that's not a proc. I'm going to show you that when I get a proc off of is it Divine Purpose, that I can just keep spamming Word of Glory over and over and over and over, and it doesn't take off my proc. So I'm guessing that's a bug, because it would just be crazy retarded OP if if it was supposed to be like that. I'm gonna spam it over and over and over.
Oops.
A lot of classes bring the stats buff to the table now, so using it as a paladin, I mean most classes now have that buff. Monks do, druids do, paladins do, a lot of classes do. So you're usually always going to have that stats buff in pretty much every party, if you're lucky. Chances are you will, because I think a lot of classes do have it. So using the mastery one's always nice over the having to use the Blessing of Kings, or using Blessing of Might over Blessing of Kings is always desirable when you're tanking, in my opinion, as a paladin, because of that mastery, or probably any tank really for that matter, because mastery is pretty much still king from what I understand for tanking. It's just all around good. Look at that. You get aggro on those guys over there just by standing over here. See, they did change the mastery a little bit. Reading it. Increase the damage reduction of your Shield of the Righteous by 27% and adds 27% to your Bastion of Glory, and increase your chance to block melee attacks by 27%. So they've added to it. They didn't really take anything away. They kind of just added to the whole thing here, which is nice. Didn't really take anything away from us except that taunt. Everything's been pretty straightforward in the changes here.
Well, you did lose Holy Wrath, but really, who cares?
We get it as tanks.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind that. Lost it as red, but yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense to have it for a tank, though.
Yeah, because I mean, we did always use it as a tank. It's an extra button to push. So we pretty much lost a taunt and gained everything else. Gained a very good amount of aggro generation. Almost magically. I mean, my aggro wasn't that bad before. It's just, it seems, oh my god, standing and stuff. It seems a lot easier, a lot better. A lot more easier to get aggro, really. Maybe they fixed a little bit of the aggro or threat generation you get from Righteous Fury. I'm not really entirely sure. I'm still missing quite a bit. That's the key thing here. I'm stacked with dodge, parry, mastery that I just have no hit at all. Dungeon run is nice and flawless so far. Last boss here. What is he gonna use? Don't see, my shields don't seem to hit as hard as they used to though. Maybe it's just because I'm new. But I definitely recommend trying Paladin tanks out. Oh, this one. I love this one. I don't know if you noticed, but like every fight he changes like what he does. So he's not exactly the same every time. You have to kind of guess what spells that he does, what special attacks he has. This is the jumping one, which is one of my favorites. Requires actual interaction with the group. This one I have to look for over here. Jump. But as I was saying, I definitely recommend trying Paladin tanks out this expansion if you've been deterred from tanking in the past because Paladins were just a little underpowered. I guess, I mean, if you really look at it, they probably were one of the most underpowered tanks in Cataclysm, at least from my experience. So I would definitely recommend trying out Paladin tanking this expansion. It's been improved quite a bit. A lot more fun, a lot more buttons to press. Sacred Shield has always been the most fun spell that Paladins have had, and I definitely am glad Blizzard put it back in because it's like my favorite thing for Paladins. And to mention, their mitigation is actually fairly decent now. I mean, it was decent before, but they just seem to get ripped on in Cataclysm. Not really sure why that is. It just didn't feel like we were tanking like we should be. I mean, we feel when you got all this gear on and you have so much dodge and parry and mastery, you just feel like a beef lord. But in reality, you're getting whooped on, and the druid next to you, it can tank 10 times better than you for some reason. So they've done a good job balancing that out and making Paladins much more fun to play and much more viable than they used to be. Man, these take forever to die.
Because everybody's dead.
Why?
Hold on, I'll res someone.
Why are people dying?
Because they're no smart.
I'm not taking any damage here. We'll come over here again. Do-do-do. 4 stack of Bastion of Glory. Your next Word of Glory used to heal yourself heals you for an additional 193%. 185%. So it only stacks up to 5, so let's use it. 66. 23. Oh no. So I used it up already, but it's nice that you can kind of control when you can spend a huge heal on yourself. Very nice. Much desired. Yay, Hammer of Wrath. So that's pretty much it. I can go over the major changes in a later video, which I may do. Go over the major changes of Paladin tanking, and then I'll probably switch to a nice and comfortable Rep Paladin DPS video, which not much has changed, but there's a few key features and a few key things that have changed for Paladins that you probably want to know about. Especially since you can not even use Zealotry, and you can not You don't even have to use Divine Purpose. So yeah, things have changed. They kind of want you to decide how your playstyle is going to be, and it may be a little confusing at first when you jump into mists and are like, what did you do to my Paladin? Where is all my damage coming from? What is all my damage doing? So looks like they didn't introduce the new weapon here. They've only introduced a few new things. Like this is old model, this is an old model, so they've only put a couple things in here. For a 19 gig patch, it's pretty much mostly the pets and some finer things. The legendary quest is in here, which I might cover in a future video. That would only take a couple minutes, really. But that has been a quick video today on Paladin tanking with our wonderful friend Lunestus, aka the Furnace. And
Si, senor.
We'll take a look at some other miscellaneous stuff that they added in a coming video, and I'll toss you out some of the Paladin extra fun little Paladin tanking things and some Paladin DPS videos, so you can see what has changed for Paladins in the mists of Pandaria. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Also, check out my new Facebook page where all the cool kids hang out at facebook.com/Fudgetruck, and there you can find some new information, some fun things I probably will post in the future, and connect with everybody that is cool, because all the cool kids hang out there. Is it right? All the cool kids hang out there? Is that all the cool kids do?
I don't know.
So, until the next video, thanks for watching, everybody.